Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach, and that's Perrie, and we're in London.
Yes.
Hello. Let's go.
Hello.
Perrie's here.
Woo!
I find starting these sort of interviews very different because it's not my studio, and my legs are exposed, and we're in a different room. But I haven't seen you in years. Hi.
I know, it's been a long while.
Yeah.
I want to say 7-8 years, maybe more.
How much growth happens in that time?
I think a lot.
The most.
Yeah.
Couple lifetimes, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I was then a child. I am now a woman.
Do you genuinely believe that? Like, though.
Kind of, yeah. I actually do.
Well, I mean, major life moments happen since then.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, career moments happen since then.
Yeah.
When you think of, I mean, let's just talk about it. Like, when you think of that moment in time, like that group, that era, what's your relationship with it today? Like, what is it to you?
It was one of the most happiest times of my life. Like, it was epic. So being in the group, having that kind of lifestyle, it all being new, fresh, exciting. Like, we're doing this tomorrow, we're traveling the world, we get to see places. Like, that was one of the best things that I think could ever happen to me. Because I'm very much like, I'll just chill at home. Unless I need to leave the house, I'll just chill at home. So seeing the world and being able to say I've seen the world with, like, my 3 sisters at the time was incredible. And we learned so much and we grew so much and we were babies. Like, I was 17 when we first started becoming big in the group. So that's a baby, like a 17-year-old. And now I'm sat here and I'm 30 and I just feel like I've learned so much. I know so much now about the music industry that I didn't know before, and I've learned a lot about myself. So it is epic looking back on it, though. Like, I loved Little Mix so much.
I think there's so much to love.
Yeah.
Also, you all made history.
It was just epic.
And you all crafted records that are timeless and woven into people's DNA that will be there forever.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
so good. Yep.
What do you learn music-wise? And, like, really, and on both sides. Creatively, in terms of, like, how you craft records and craft music that matters to you, but also, what do you learn from a business side that has allowed you to take on this next era in a way that's, I mean, totally you?
It has been very different. Like, the dynamic from being in a girl group and having 4 of us in a room, plus maybe 2 songwriters, plus a producer, and plus whoever else wants to join in for the crack. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of opinions, a lot of voices, a lot of emotions in the room. It's a lot. When I get into a studio, to me, it's like a moment of peace, therapy, getting stuff off your, like, mind, being able to be open and express exactly how you feel about something, because that's where the best songs come from. But when you're in a group, it's kind of difficult. Not that it was unenjoyable, it was just different because you couldn't be heard as much. So now that I'm doing my solo thing, it's like, it's bizarre to me that I can walk in a room and be, this is what I want to write about today. Like, I'm feeling like this. This is what I've written down in my notepad. This is the lyric. What do you think? It's, like, bizarre because I've never done that before. And I didn't have the confidence to do that before either. So it's strange.
Do you remember the first time you went into the studio for this body of work?
Yes.
What was on your mind?
I was shitting myself. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of shitting myself a little bit. It was scary. It was daunting because I was thinking, okay, so you've got to imagine for 11 years, I've walked into a studio and I've been told, Perrie, here you go, this is you, you're singing the chorus. So it always ended up being me on the chorus. So it kind of become like a routine almost. So they'd be like, you're doing the choruses, you're leading them, and then you're doing the ad-libs at the end. Cool, that's the part I have to play, I'll do that. And then I walked into the studio for the first day as a solo artist in my home studio, and I thought, shit, I have to know this song start to finish. Every part's mine. Like, I'm doing the verses, the pre's, the choruses, the ad-libs, the harmonies, the BVs, like everything is me, which was so exciting, but at the same time, so different. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I've never sung a full song before.
What is it like telling your story and not having to fight to be heard? Like, it is...
Yeah, that's really refreshing. Like, I love that. Like, my album is full of just my life experiences, past relationships, friendships, how I feel now in my life, music about my son. Like, there's so much on the album that's so true to me, and that's why I'm so passionate and proud of it, because it's exactly how I felt in my heart at that moment. And that's, like, freeing. Like, that's feel good.
So let's go back to that first studio session. Like, obviously you're shitting yourself.
Yeah.
But what is in your heart waiting to come out?
Well, at the very beginning of the process, I said to my record label, I was like, I don't want to write anything. I just want to sing songs. And I went to see the Whitney movie. And Whitney in the movie, she sat there and she's like, yeah, listen to the song. She's like, I love that, don't like that, I'll demo that. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do, because I don't even know if I can write songs. I'll just sing songs that people send. And then the first ever session was a song that's actually on my album. It's a ballad. And it was just this massive ballad that Emanike did, Uzo.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he was like, okay, she wants to sing. Because that was the first thing I said to everyone I was working with. I just want to sing. Like, sing. And he was like, okay, say no more. Got it. Here you go. So he sent over a demo and I recorded it. And I remember just thinking, oh my God, why have I asked for this? Like the levels, the reach I had to go to hit them high notes. Like, it was an epic song. That was the first song I recorded for my album.
What song was it?
A ballad called Miss You.
You start with saying, like, you just want to listen and take in songs, but clearly you start writing on records.
Yeah, so that then started snowballing, and then I started writing everything as well. I don't know how I came about that. I was just so nervous and shy. And, like, if I am in a studio with people that I really look up to, like songwriters and producers that I've loved for years, and I'm like, I'm in a room with them, I need to impress them. If I come out with an idea that's absolutely horrendous, and they're like, nah, that kills me. That, like, eats away at me, and I get embarrassed and I'm like, okay. Whereas I've had to learn to be like, oh, it's not a good idea? Sweet, next one.
Yeah, move on.
Move on. Let's get over it. That I've had to kind of teach myself that.
But it is a combination, like, right? Like, it's teaching you, but also making sure you're in the room with people you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And, like, vulnerable with.
Yeah.
Because, like, at the end of the day, like, you need to be around people that it's okay to share a shitty idea.
No, absolutely.
Like, shitty ideas eventually lead to good ones.
Yeah, exactly, which is what I've learned.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed because everybody I've been in the studio with has been 10 out of 10. Like, great vibes, make me feel comfortable, make me feel safe. And because they're coming to my house, which is where my studio is, it feels even more intimate than it would do. So it's like you have to get on with them and you have to have, like, that vibe with them. Otherwise, it's just like, right, can you just get out of my house now?
So what was the first song done for this album?
Weirdly, the ballad.
Really?
So that was the first one. So it was the first one I recorded, and then the last one I recorded because we did all the tweaks.
Wow.
So it kind of, like, was the closing and start of it.
So I want to get into some specific songs, but, like, okay. The Emanike ballad starts this thing.
Yeah.
But then how'd you come to the single that we got today? Like, you gave us in my opinion, it's a great record. You gave us a really great taste and a great peek into this album. I got the acoustic version. I've gotten the instrumental version. I've gotten every different version of this record.
Yeah.
Why was that one the right one, though?
Do you know, I don't know. I think it just felt like it was the one that everybody thought, yep, this will be the one, let's do it.
Okay.
Because there was songs that I absolutely love, which are like third, maybe fourth singles, but they didn't feel right as first. So it's like, it's this whole coming out, having that solo song represent you and what your sound is and who you are as an artist. And it's like, it's really hard to get that right.
Oh, so
especially when you've got an album that's so eclectic, because everyone's like, oh, forget about us. Right, okay. That's the vibe she's going down. She's got a live band, live music, guitar-y led, like that kind of edge to it. And then you hear my second single and you're like, well, hang on a second. That's a bit more like Motown vibes and a bit more, you know, ooh, vibes. And then you hear the third single and you're like, well, she's just gone a bit nuts. She's just having fun, isn't she?
Yeah, but that's okay, right?
Yeah, I love it. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to release Forget About Us and then release a second single that sounds kind of like Forget About Us, and then you hear my album and it's just that. That is a bit boring to me. I love all kinds of music, so I want a journey when I listen to an album. I want it to pick me up. I want it to make me dance, and then I want it to make me sad and cry with the ballad. And then another one that's like, oh yeah, I relate to that. That's cool. And then onto the other one. Like, that's what I want from an album.
Hello, beautiful human. Every year, millions of gamers experience IGSS, inadequate gaming setup syndrome. Luckily, a cure has been found. You have to go beyond. With the Vibrasonic mattress by Beyond Sleep. This thing has 6 built-in subwoofers, USB ports for charging, LED lights so you never stub your toe. It gives you an acoustic massage when you want it,
plus adjustable degrees of comfort. This right here is the best way to game ever. Cure your IGSS today at BeyondSleepTech.com.
What goals did you set before crafting this thing?
What goals did I set?
Yeah.
To get a lot off my chest, to be honest. And yeah, because I just think music is so powerful. And I know I sound really cringe and cheese when I say this, but there's not much on this earth that is as strong and powerful as music. So if you hear a song that you haven't heard since you were 6-year-old, it takes you back to being 6-year-old. You remember where you were, you remember what toys you had at the time, you remember the feeling you had. Then you hear another song and you're like, I remember that from a relationship I had 10 years ago. We loved that song. Like, how does that happen? How does it bring back an emotion and a feeling and a place and an age just by hearing a song? I just think it's incredible.
Why? I mean, so you think about that. Do you need to give a reason or a why? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I think I just wanted to make music people could relate to, music that they made them feel good, music that I was really proud of. I think that's the most important thing. I could release stuff that, you know, my label have presented to me and I've made an album with it, and if it does well, whatever. But when you've made it yourself and you're so proud and you think it's great, then it doesn't really matter what happens after that because you feel good about it.
well, that's connected to the larger question of like, why do you make music? Is it for you or other people?
I do it for both, I think. Definitely. Both.
Healthy. Right?
Yeah, healthy.
Right?
Healthy.
All right, I want to talk about this album. By the way, the next
Okay.
single is Tears.
Yes.
And this is the Motown energy
Yeah.
that you just teased.
Yeah. It's such a vibe. I
Good.
love it.
So how'd that song come to be?
So there's a producer in America called Edo, and then Felly is a songwriter who, you know, when you meet somebody and you just click with them instantly.
Yeah, like you've known them forever.
Yeah, like she was just so cute and so funny and outgoing and talking about Harry Potter for hours. And I just thought, you know, you can stay. I love you. Like, she's amazing. But yeah, they ended up coming to the UK and they came to my home studio for like 5 or 6 days. So they stayed and we did like a huge kind of few days of writing
That's
and
sick.
recording and had loads of fun. But Tears was a song that they had done. And I heard it for the first time in LA. I was out in LA writing at the time. And when I was in LA, I didn't know who I was, what I was doing, what sound I was going for. It was just trying to figure it out at that point. And I heard this song and then I just connected to it instantly. And I thought, right, that is a vibe that I want to go down. And then I managed to make Sister and brothers and relatives of Tears on the album, if that makes sense. So it's got like a nice thread going through there. But I love Tears. It's very just carefree, feel good, funky, nice.
Are we talking about happy tears, sad tears,
yeah,
all tears?
it's like, yeah, I don't even care anymore kind of vibes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nice.
A song that you can only write when you actually don't care, or a song that you need to write to actually not care? Does that make sense?
I think it's when you genuinely just do not care. But in a really empowering, feel-good way. Like, I just don't care anymore. It's quite nice to feel like that sometimes.
Yeah. But what are we not caring about?
About relationships, about negative vibes, about things that you're just so done with. You're over it in the most polite way. I don't even care anymore. Like, you can keep all the tears that I've cried over you. You can have them like they're yours. That's good. I'm done now. I'm moving away from it. I think that's the kind of vibe that it gives you. It's kind of a happy, sad song, I guess, when you hear it.
It's giving empowering.
It is empowering. It makes me feel very empowered.
How'd you know the song was done?
When I recorded it about 55,000 billion trillion times, this was the song that I thought was going to, honestly, I thought it was going to end me.
Really?
Yeah. It had to be very particularly done. I promise you, I think I recorded this song about 40 times.
But what were you doing differently every time?
I don't even know myself. I do not know. I was just in the booth. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore. About 50 times. Just again and again.
Are you strategically placing and figuring out where vocals can go and runs can go before a song is being recorded? Or are you doing it as you go, or like just feeling it and seeing?
I kind of already know in my mind where I would want everything to sit. So on the day I'll do the rough comps of the leads. So I'll just get the leads done, make sure I'm happy with all the comps, it's sounding good. Then I'll start stacking it. So doing doubles, stacking it, add all the BVs underneath. Don't get no more. Just record them times 100, make it sound really beefy. And then I like to just be put on a loop for all the ad-libs. So I like to just come up with my own ad-libs there and then. So I'll just loop like maybe it's the last chorus or the bridge going into the very big chorus. And I'll say, just loop that for me 3 times. I'll just randomly do ad-libs and then we'll pick the best ones and that's it.
It's giving vocal producer.
Yeah. I just like it to be free. I feel like sometimes when a vocal producer sat there and they're like sing, I'd be like, what was it? Like, I can't get
Yeah.
it. Whereas when I come out with it, it's just so natural that it just comes out. And I'm like, yeah, that was nice. We can build on that.
It's like organically stemming from your emotion.
Yeah.
And
It just feels nicer.
Totally.
And you can have some absolute disasters in there that are like, no, that's off tune. No, try again. What about this one? And then you'll find some absolute gems in there.
How many songs did you need to write to figure this album out?
Oh, gosh. Probably, do you know what? Not a massive amount. Because, I mean, I hate to say most of them that I wrote have made the album. But yeah, maybe like 50? I want to say 50. 50.
Okay.
It was about quality, not quantity.
But how many are you going to give us on this album?
I want to give like 20.
Holy.
But, I'm like,
That's
I speak
fat.
to Depeche, the head of my label. I'm like, Deb, what about like 14 on the standard and then like 20 on the deluxe? And he's like, that's quite a lot. And I think it depends on the length of the record as well, if you can fit that many on.
Like
So
the
I'm
physical
like,
record?
yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I think it's looking around 12 or 14 on the standard and then like 4 more on the deluxe.
Interesting.
I know.
Where is Rocket Scientist going to fall?
That's on the official album, the
Yeah?
standard. Yeah.
I can just assume what it means, which is like, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure whatever it is out.
Yep.
Is that
That is
is
it.
that the story
That
being
is
told?
it. Yeah. I think it's so clever.
It's great.
Again, that was Felly and John Bellion. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that love shouldn't feel like this. Like, it's so true. Sometimes you just need that to be like, holy shit, yeah. Love shouldn't feel like that. It should feel nice. It should feel good. It should feel safe.
Yeah, genuinely, what should love feel like? Yes, nice, safe, yes. But what
Yeah.
else?
I think, I don't, it's really hard because I think a lot of situations like relationships and love and things like that comes with growth. It comes with age. It comes with right place, right time. And I think when you're young, the way I experienced love when I was young was kind of intense. It was like, wow, this is love. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's whirlwind. It's like fast paced. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit dramatic, if so to speak. And you know, in the moment, it's slightly toxic, but because you're young, you just don't know. You think that's what love's supposed to feel like. So I thought, oh, this is what love is. It's supposed to make you feel a bit sick to your stomach and you're supposed to be worried. And I don't know, it's just that I thought was love until I met my now fiance. And that is completely different. Like, that is what love is.
So I want to know, just as somebody who I'm in love, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want to understand what toxic love is. Like, I really do, just for my own understanding. This is the first time I feel like I've ever been in love.
Right. Okay.
At least I think so. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like...
I think you know when you're in love.
Were you in love before?
Yeah. I could say I was in love. I
Even if
know.
it was toxic?
Yeah.
Is that still considered love?
Yeah. I think love comes in all different forms, I think. But I think you definitely know when you love someone or you're in love with someone. Whether it's right for you or not, sometimes you just can't help it.
Are there similarities between healthy love and toxic love?
No. I don't think there is.
Not a single one, not a single parallel.
No.
Describe healthy love for me. And again, I'm asking as someone who's a student of love.
I think love is mutual understandings, it's safety, it's calm, it's being able to approach that person with anything and know that they'll support you, they've always got your back. It's like, it's a healthy love. I can't explain it, it just feels nice. You don't feel that gut-wrenching feeling, you know, you just have such an understanding with each other that the love's just there because you just love and adore them and want the best for them, and it's like the feeling's mutual. Does that make sense?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is
It's,
no mutual understanding?
No, it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. At the same time, in relationships like that, it's not that anyone's to blame in the situation, so to speak. But when you're young, you do just think that idea of love is normal, and it's not. And you don't realize that until you step away from it, and then you experience something different, is how I would say my experience was.
How far into healthy love did you realize this was healthy love? Or did you know right away?
I think I noticed at the start with just little things that Alex would do, the way he would react to things, the way he would carry himself. He's just like, I don't know, he's just a sexy man. And I love him. Like, he's just so confident. I think the confidence in himself as well makes me feel safer. And I just feel easy breezy. Like, yes, we might argue and we might be like, oh, you're a dick. Yeah, well, you did this. Oh, whatever. But you just love them. Like, I can't explain it. It's just different. It's a mature love.
Did you need to have this type of love to realize that what you had before was toxic?
Yes. Otherwise, I would have thought, oh, that was love.
Yeah.
Not sure I want to try that again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So were you hesitant to get with Alex?
Yes.
Because of it?
Yes.
So how'd that even come to be?
I think it took a lot of time and a lot of chipping away at the walls and a lot of learning to just trust and realize that not everybody's the same, are they? Everyone's different. Also, he was a footballer, so not to sound horrible, but I was tarnishing him from the get-go. I'm like, oh, he's a footballer, he's going to be a player, he's going to break my heart, and I don't need this again. Like, all that kind of thing. But I was proved wrong completely. Like, he's the best ever.
Did you know instantly?
Yes. Weirdly, yes. Now, that's something I've never experienced before. Love at first sight.
Really?
Oh, legit.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. What
I
the fuck?
swear, I've never known anything like it in my life. I was like messaging him on Rhea, the dating app, years ago. And it was actually one of the girls. We were swiping one day at the studio, and she was like, that's that guy that interviewed us. She was like, he's an interviewer. And I'm like, well, why is he wearing a football kit in his picture? She's like, oh, maybe he's a footballer. I don't know, but just like him and talk to him. I was like, right. And then I thought, nothing's going to come of it. And then he texted saying he was out in London one night. Do I want to go? And he was at Cirque nightclub. And I just went, and I got out the car, and he was waiting in the doorway. And I just saw him standing there, and he looked so nice with his like tight curly hair and, oh, just lovely skin. Like, I was like, oh shit, I love him.
You fell in love.
I'm pathetic.
But no,
I
you're
just
not.
knew. I was like, because I was thinking he might not be my type, or not that I have a type, but I was like, I might not like him. I might not fancy him. He might be nice, but like I was single for a while, and I was really enjoying my me time. I was enjoying just being selfish and just doing what I wanted. So I didn't necessarily want someone in my life. And then he appeared, like this beautiful man, specimen, just stood at the door, and I was like, I love you. And that was it. And I was just obsessed with him.
And the rest is history.
And he was funny. If he wasn't funny, it probably would have fizzled out by that night, but he was really funny.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yep.
That's really special.
Yeah.
How has Axel changed the way you make music?
Oh gosh, he's another little gem. My gosh, he's the best thing that
Yeah,
ever
like
happened
also,
to me.
isn't that crazy that like the person
wild.
you love that way, like you now have this like little tiny being human thing that like looks like a combination of the two of you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Our little mini.
That's so, dude, human life is wild
No,
to
I know.
think about.
It blows my mind. I mean, he's 3 in August, and I'll be in the
he's
garden.
a full-fledged human being.
Yeah, fully fledged human.
Yeah.
And he'll turn around to me and go, Mama, da da da. And then sometimes I like get taken aback, and I'm like, I'm mama. Like, I am a mama. And it's still, to this day, even though he's like 3, I'm like, but I'm a mummy. Like, I made you. That's wild.
It's crazy.
Crazy. But yeah, because obviously he's the best thing that ever happened to me. And he gives me so much inspiration. And when I had Axel, I learned a lot about not sweating the small stuff. Like, a lot of things used to really get to me, used to make me feel so uncomfortable. I'm not really good at handling confrontation situations, just anything like that would usually kind of overwhelm me. When I had Axel, I thought, none of them things matter. I can handle that. I've just birthed a human. So like, I felt like powerful. I was like, let someone try me because I think I'm ready now. Like, he gave me this like confidence I didn't know I ever had. And then I felt like protective of him. So then I become like the protector. And then I thought, right, if I can do this for him, I can do it for myself.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just kind of like changed me in a good way, I'd say, like for the better.
That's like also biology and science. That's like crazy.
Yep. I'm obsessed with him. Love him.
God, that's beautiful.
He's so cute.
Is there a record dedicated to him on this album?
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
What song?
It's a song called, well, there's 2 actually, because, he's so special, why not? There's a song called Put You First.
Oh, that's, because he will now come first forever.
Yeah, forever. I'll always put him first, no matter what. And I wrote that, and the day I wrote it, I was doing like my rough vocal, and like one of these, I was like getting the rough down, and then he came in and he was like, la, 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 la. And I was like, did we get that? And then he's like talking in it. He's like, I love you, mama, and all these things. And we got it, and we've put it on the song. And I'm like,
oh, that's so special.
And just things like that. I'm like, he's going to have that forever. Like forever, he'll have a song with mummy singing about how much she loves him, and he's on it. And it's like, it's just magic. And then another song that I have is his, when I went to the first ever scan with Alex, we got Tiara's heartbeat for the first time on the sonogram. And it's like, and I literally sat there thinking, I'm going to record this and this is going to be a song. Like, I just in that moment thought this would be sick on a song. And yes, it is on
that's
a song.
so cool.
It's so cool.
Wait,
it's
that's
so
really
cool.
special.
So that's like the beat of the song. It's lovely.
So who are you working with on this entire album? Is it John Bellion?
So John Bellion did,
Isn't he great?
and Felly did, incredible. They did Rocket Scientist.
Got it.
And then I did a lot with Edo and Felly. Obviously Ed, there's 2 songs with
Cool.
Ed. I've worked with a lot of people. Jin, who I used to work with a lot in the band, who is like my safety net as well. No bad ideas bad around Jin. She'll just take it and make me feel great anyway. Yeah, so many. Will Bloomfield.
Cool.
Finstar. Like, honestly, so many of them. Tom Mann. Phil Plested.
Jeez.
There's been some incredible names. So many more, and I feel so bad that I can't reel them all off now because my brain's like not braining today. But yeah, so many incredible people have been involved on it, and I'm just so like buzzing.
And have they really all come, like, has it been a combination of them coming to you, or are you doing, like, I guess a digital session, or?
All come to me.
That's amazing.
And they love it. They love
That's
coming
great.
over. The second they walk through that door, they're like, it's Deb's here. And that's my mum. And she makes snack platters, coffees, drinks, cakes, like everything.
That's great.
It's so cute.
Wait, so it's your house, it's your husband, it's Axel, your mom, and you?
Yeah, well, my partner plays for Turkey, so he lives away. So he's back and forth. But yeah, it's just us at the house, and it's so fun and so calm and so chill. It's just nice. I don't know.
really
It's got really
special.
nice vibes.
Yeah, it's home.
Yeah, it's home. Home is where the heart is.
Wait, that's really cool. It's really cool that they come over and they get snacks from your mom.
Yeah,
It's the right
really
way to craft
sweet.
an album, especially your first one.
Yeah.
Do you see this as your first album?
Yes.
How do you view the other albums?
I view them as Little Mix albums. We did that together. We did that whole thing together, so it's us, and this is now me. So I think it's just different.
What's the most vital thing you learned as a businesswoman during Little Mix that you applied to this phase of your career?
I think not to take things as much as I would have back then. And I think that was just being young and naive. And like there's certain things, like there was like, me and the girls were so terrified to say no to anything that's why we did everything. Like our schedules were
Crazy.
wild. Like I've never known anything like it in my life. Like I look back on it now and think, how did we do that? And how did we do it insanely. Like, it's just wild. But we did it because we wanted to be the best we could be, and we always had a point to prove. And, you know, girl bands don't do well, girl bands never last. It was always that from the very beginning. So we had to battle our way through this industry and be like, we can do it. Like, we are talented. And it was just like constant. So I think it was an amazing platform for all of us, because now doing our own solo thing, we've still got that platform. We've still got that history of stuff we achieved together and the fan base. So it kind of helps already having that and then becoming a solo artist.
Totally. It's really interesting. Like, to your point, like this, like everybody was, the odds were against you guys in ways that like were ridiculously unfair and like so stupid.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you crafted so many hit records. It was wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is wild.
It's really special, the impact.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can sing fucking 4 or 5 songs right now. It's, do you strive to have that, like, when you go into the studio, is your goal to create a hit, or is your goal to create a story that is, it doesn't matter if like there's a crazy hook to it or what have you. It's just you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I've not put that kind of pressure on myself to be like, everything you write needs to be a hit. You need to be the next big thing. I've done 11 years of success already with my girls, and I've had the best time. And now I'm doing this because I love it. I'm not doing this because I want every single song to be a smash, which would be lovely. I'll never say no to a hit. But when I get in the studio, I'm like, what do I want to write, and what do I think people will relate to and latch on to, and what would feel good? So that's more so the headspace I'm in when I'm in the studio.
Where does me, myself, and you fit into that?
Me, myself, and you is, I felt like that was a good opportunity for me to open up about my anxiety, because I am open about it and I talk about it a lot in interviews, and I talk to my fans a lot about it through DMs. Like, they're constantly messaging me like, I've got anxiety, I've got exams, I've got this. And I feel like it's something that we all relate to. And unfortunately, now more than ever, I think pretty much everyone experiences some kind of anxiety, which is shit because it's horrendous. But I just thought I'd write a song about it and see if it helped anyone, or anyone like kind of just felt drawn to it in any way.
Is that a scary thing to do?
It is and it isn't. It's kind of healing and it's kind of nice. But then sometimes when I hear it, I'm like, oh, God, yeah, like I do have really bad anxiety. But it's so nice to be able to put it into song. And then hopefully it can help other people.
Where do you think your anxiety stems from?
I don't actually know, because I do all types of therapy. So I do talk therapy. I've done therapy where you go back to your childhood traumas, and is it because my dad left when I was 6 months? Is that a thing? Do I have abandonment issues? All these things, I'm like, well, this is getting deep. Yeah. Is it that? Or am I just anxious about the world we live in now? Am I anxious about my career? Because I want to do something that's really not that normal. Like, I think our jobs are very abnormal. Everybody knows who you are. You've got like a following, and even though they admire you, it's like, it's pressure, I think. And honestly, I couldn't tell you where it stems from. I just know that it happens every day, and I'm still on a journey with it, and I'm still trying to process it and find things that work for me, because it's hard. It's awful.
It is hard. And I give you a lot of credit. And sometimes I equate it to this, like, you know, I'll get nervous over like this interview, for instance. Like, I'll get nervous.
Yeah.
But I get nervous over things that I care about and things that matter.
Yeah.
And to your point, like, when you're doing a career like this, like, there's like a constant version of being on display. Like, there's a thing where like you're kind of always working. Like, the second you're out in public in any way, shape, or form, like you are working.
Yeah, like it doesn't ever switch off.
No, because you are the job. You are the LLC. You are whatever it is.
It's very true.
So, maybe there's something there of like, because you're always working and it always matters. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of constantly fueled by this underlying, like, nervous energy.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, like, you leaving could matter to someone. Like, you can go out into the world and someone can recognize you. You can meet someone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I do think it's had a massive impact, even though I didn't know it at the time, because I've never thought of it as my career being the reason I have anxiety, but I think subconsciously.
Oh, it is.
It is a lot to take in. And also become a new mom and trying to be the best mom I can possibly be, whilst also having a career. And I'm having the career because I want to, because I love singing. Like, singing's my passion. It's what I've always wanted to do from year high. So it's like trying to find that balance. But yeah, anxiety sucks. It's a right pain in the arse, honestly.
What's your, and by the way, like, again, student of love, student of figuring out all the answers to things, even though there's a lot of no answers to a lot of things. What is the best course of action for anxiety? Do you just therapy it? Do you manage, like, how do you manage it?
Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still trying every avenue. I'm still trying different therapists, different kind of therapies. Exposure therapy I've just started, trying to expose myself to these things, which obviously you don't feel comfortable doing because it's terrifying. You don't want the anxiety. It's like, hello, come in, let's have a cup of tea, shall we? Yeah, come on, let's sit down. No, I'm like, get the fuck out my door, don't want you here. That's the worst way you can react. Like, to anxiety, I'm learning very slowly but surely that you have to just let it in and learn to, like, live with it instead of trying to fight it off, which is what I do. As soon as I feel my panic attacks coming on or my anxiety, I'm like, get away, get away, get away, like, and then that makes it worse, obviously. So it's learning to just calm myself down.
I gotta give you a lot of credit, though. A lot of people live with it, not looking to like seek therapies and answers.
I think it's because it's scary. And I just hate the whole thing around mental health as well.
Such a stigma.
But why?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody has it. Why is it a stigma if loads of people have it?
You're so right. We should be treating mental health the same way we treat, like,
A broken leg.
Yeah, or a cough, yes.
If I walked in with a broken leg and I was on crutches, you would be like, oh my God, are you okay? But if I walked in riddled with anxiety, nobody would be having a clue because it's all in the mind. Your mind's so powerful. My mind is really powerful.
Fuck yeah. A blessing and
Honestly,
a curse, right?
A blessing and a curse, indeed.
So, to get a record out like Me, Myself, and You, what is you? Is you the anxiety?
Yeah. So it's like me and my mind. It's like, it's always been me, myself, and you. Like, you've always been here. Like, you're stealing my breath when I'm trying to speak. You're doing this, you're doing that. And you're like, you wrap my heart in heavy chains, and that's what gives me the tight pains in my chest. And like, all the lyrics are kind of talking about something or someone. And then at the end, it's like, it's just always going to be me, myself, and my mind. Because it's my mind that's doing those things.
Who'd you write that song with?
I wrote that with Trey, Trey Jean-Marie, and Lauren, and Nina, who's adorable. She's so sweet. But it was just nice to be in the room and everyone be right. Like, we all had, like, our notepads or laptops, and we were all writing things that anxiety does and what it is and how we feel. And we literally had, like, paragraphs. It was just like, it was a lot.
But that's a really therapeutic exercise.
It was nice. And it's really nice to sing as well. It's like a lovely melody and it's just keys and yeah, it's nice.
Why'd you need a song about anxiety on this album?
Because I know a lot of my fans personally suffer from it. And I feel like it's nice to do that for them as well. And that sounds cliche and I don't mean, oh, it's for my fans, I'm doing it. I am genuinely doing it for them.
But is this album you?
Yes.
And anxiety is a part of you?
Yes.
If we listen to this album, we'll fully understand you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people will listen to the album and hear all different stories that they'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I maybe didn't know that about her. But I love music that, even though it's come from me and it's true and it's my story, I love it when other people have a similar story themselves. So when they listen to it and they start belting it out, they're like, yeah, that's how I feel.
Feel understood.
Yeah.
To feel understood.
To feel
like
seen.
Yeah, nothing more powerful than that. Damn.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you feel like
Powerful.
Little Mix music made people feel understood or just escape?
I think a bit of both, because we did go out of our way to talk about things a lot in our music that our fans could relate to and feel inspired by. We wanted to make people feel empowered. We wanted to make them feel happy. We wanted to make them feel great in themselves and stop self-doubting themselves as much and give them confidence. Like, we thought about that a lot when we wrote our Little Mix records. And also just want to get up and dance. Like, that's okay too.
Did that group give you more confidence?
Yes, it did. Because I was very young, I was very naive, I was very nervous, and I think I needed to be in a group dynamic to be able to come out of my shell. Because I've always loved singing, and I've always known I had a talent, but I just wasn't capable of getting it out there myself. I was terrified.
Really? So
Very shy.
let's talk about that because I'm interested. So how did you first know you had a talent?
My parents are singers, so they both sing. They've sung in the social clubs for years, and growing up, I always just knew I could sing because I would mimic people. I would start copying their tone and how they sang, and I would like just kind of what's the word?
Like impersonate them.
Impersonate them.
Yeah.
I would just impersonate all my favorite singers, and then I'd get to like school and be singing in the yard, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like you can sing," and I'm like, "Really? Can I?" And they'd be like, "Sing again," and then they come over here and listen to her sing, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of scary, but fine." And then like my dad would get me to sing for him, my mom would get me to sing, and I'd be like, "Well, can you wear a tea towel on your head while I sing because I don't want you to look at me?" And it was just wild. My mom tried to get me into auditions when I was young, and I'd walk in the room, see all these people there with their stickers and numbers on, all like giving it and practicing, and I'd be like, "Holy shit, get me out of here." And I'd run out crying, "I can't do it." She'd be like, "What's wrong?" Because my mom didn't understand why I had such a talent, but I didn't want to share it with people. And I'm like, "You don't understand. I can't. I'm terrified." She's like, "Just sing." I'm like, "I can't. Everyone's looking at me. I don't like it." Like I just wanted to crawl in a ball and just shuffle away.
So when did that change though? Was it X Factor?
X Factor. But my mom bribed me to go
Really?
to X Factor, yeah. So Newcastle auditions, where I'm from, were cancelled. And I was like, "Oh, what a shame. Can't go. Never mind." And she was like, "Oh, yes, we can." 4 a.m., 4 a.m., she comes in my room, pulls the quilt off. "We're going to Glasgow." I was like, "No, we're not, Mum." She was like, "Yes, we are." She was like, "You have a talent. I believe in you. You need to start believing in yourself. And until you start singing to professionals and they tell you you're good, you're not going to believe it. So let's go to Glasgow and I'll get you an iPhone." I was like, "For real?"
Wait, why am I gonna cry? She just like bribes you, but also
Yeah.
forces you to do something that you really don't want to do.
Yeah.
But easily changes your life and trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
For
Like,
literally ever.
fully. Like she believed in me more than anybody ever. She still does. Like she's my biggest hype woman ever in the world. I love my mum. Can't talk about her too much. I'll start crying.
That's
She's like,
amazing.
she is God to me. But she dragged me to Glasgow. I was hiding under a hood. I was thinking if any cameras come near me and friends at school see that I'm here, I'm mortified. Because I'm like, I'm going to sing in front of these people and they're going to be like, "No, you're terrible, go home." Because I just thought my mom thought I was good. You know, you're like, my mom thinks I'm really good. I thought it was that. So I was like, this is embarrassing. And then I got through, and then my mom said to me at the audition, she was like, "You know what, darling, if you're lucky enough, they'll put you in a group." And I was like, "Really?" She went, "I think that's what you need, because then you'll get confident." And I was like,
Dude,
okay.
I have goosebumps. What?
Yeah. And then I rang my mum, sobbing. I was like, "I gotta know." Like, there's so many rounds.
Yeah.
There's like 10 rounds before you even see the judges and go to boot camp and all this. And at boot camp, I rang her. I was like, "Please come pick me up. I want to come home. I gotta know." I was like, "I told you I'm not good enough." And she was like, "Oh, it's all right. You tried. This is great. It's just an experience. It's all for learning." And then I rang her back. "Never mind, Mum. You don't have to come and get me. I'm in now." She was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I'm in a group. So yeah, I got to know, but now I'm in. I'm in a group now." She was like, "Oh my God, my emotions are all over the place." I was like, "Yeah, no, stop your car. Go back. It's all good." Because she actually was coming to get me at that point. So I was freaking out. And then I met the girls, and then it just kind of all fell into place. And I just felt way more confident not having all the pressure on me and having them with me. And it was just fun. And like all we did was laugh and have sleepovers and go to Asda, get some snacks in and just sing together and harmonise. And it was just so much fun. I felt like I'd been given 3 sisters to like hang out with.
I mean, you kind of were.
Yeah, it was
But
epic.
Your mom knew. That's crazy.
And she knew. She
That's
predicted
like
it.
wild.
I know. It's creepy, isn't it?
It's really like, yeah, it's just really special. It's like, you got to listen to the people who believe in you.
I know. I just thought, oh, it's my mom. Of course you're going to say I'm good. You're my mom. You have to.
Like, if she did not rip that blanket off of you,
Yeah, no, I never would have. I
We
don't
wouldn't
think
be
I'd
talking-
here
we
now.
wouldn't be talking right now.
No way. Because I don't think
that's so crazy.
I don't think it would have happened to me any other way. I think that was my path. That was my life already planned out. Weird. Very strange.
Whoa. Why was now the time to release music on your own?
I think we were coming to a natural break in the group anyway. And the thing is, when you love each other and you love what you do, it's not a case of, right, you're all getting on my nerves now. We don't enjoy this anymore. Let's just call it a day. It wasn't that. It was, I'm going off to have a baby. Leanne went off to have her twins. We had a bit of time for ourselves. We did our last kind of tour, our farewell tour. And then we were like, shall we just part ways and have fun for a while and do our own thing? Whether it's clothing line, whether it's singing, whether it's this, that, or the other. Should we just try it? And we were like, yeah, why not? It's probably the right time.
But why is now the right time for your own music? Because you could have done it sooner. It's been a bit.
Yeah, I'm only getting older, so I thought probably best now. I think we were just so dedicated to each other in the group. Like there was so many times when one of us could have up and left and thought, right, I'm going to try something new now. But we were just so tight together, and we felt it was important to be true to each other and always have each other's backs before thinking about ourselves.
Totally.
Like, because we were genuinely friends like that. We looked out for each other. We weren't like, oh, see ya, I'm going to go do solo now. It was just like a conversation that had to be had rather than doing it.
Wild conversation. A wild conversation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I had a baby, and then I was like, well, now I don't want to do my solo thing because now I'm in this baby bubble and I'm loving being a mom, and I don't want someone else raising my baby and him thinking, I'm not mama. Like, I literally was like so obsessed with that when he was a baby. I was like, I need to show him that I'm his mom because I'm doing it all for him. Because I thought if I was out working constantly, I really would have struggled as well. I don't think I could have left him. I've still never left him, ever.
That's really special.
Like overnight for a stay. I'm that mum. It's ridiculous, I know.
Also, that like that beautiful life changes your art in a way that's like.
He's just too cute to leave. I just can't. And he's like, don't go, mama. I'm like, okay, I won't. I'll stay. I'll do whatever you say. It's just like, it's wild. But I think, I felt like now was the right time for me because my child's nearly 3. I've had that amazing 2 and a bit years with him, being with him for everything, his first steps, his first trying food for the first time, like all these things, all his firsts, I was there for them, and I'm really proud of that. And now I can go off and do what I want to do and do music and make myself happy. Do
you think about the moment where he watches you perform live for the first time?
Yeah, I think it's going to be confusing to him. Maybe he's going to be like, "What you doing up there?" Because he's 3 in August, so he doesn't really get it. Like when my team are wearing merch stuff with me on it, he's like, that's my mama. He's probably thinking, why on earth is she on your T-shirt? But that's cool. Like it's not clicking with him yet. Maybe when he's a bit older, he'll get it more.
That's so special.
Yeah.
How do you know this album was done?
Because I had 20 songs that I absolutely adored, and I knew I couldn't have that many. So I thought, right, time to stop.
Even though you had 50 at one point.
Yeah, I think I whittled them down the best I could. That process was really hard, but I just wanted the best of the best to make the album. Even if I felt so attached to something because I loved it and it's how I felt and it's come from me, I just thought if it's not as good as some other songs that could be on the album, it's got to go.
Is it a self-titled debut album? Is it going to be called Perrie?
It doesn't have a name. I still don't have a name.
Really?
I'm really struggling with it. I've got 2 ideas. But
they are? Let's workshop it. Let's do it live.
I don't know.
I'm looking at my notes.
There's like one's just kind of, calling it Perrie. And I feel like...
That's kind of what I thought it was going to be.
But then I don't know if that's a bit of a cop-out. It's a bit... Like I couldn't be bothered to think of a name.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I'll just call it Perrie. It's basic. It's basic bit.
But then, like, what's the other answer? Like, grab like one of the titles of the songs, grab a lyric.
I've tried that as well, but none of them work. I don't know.
What story are you telling with the album? Let's start there.
So many stories.
It's a collection of stories.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to call it. The studio in my house that I built, I called it Studio 22. But then it's never once been called that because my little boy calls it the La La room. He's like, the La La room. Let's go to the La La room. I want to go in the La La room. And now everyone's like, oh, Perrie's in the La La room. Like, oh, should we have the meeting in the La La room? Like, it's just become a thing. And I think that's quite a fun name. I don't know. I'm still working on it.
The La La room.
Perrie, La La room.
What did you learn about yourself from making this album?
Probably that I have more confidence and I'm more capable than I thought I was. because I think in a group dynamic, I was very much like, let me hide behind you and I'll just sit. And, oh, you like writing? You do it then. Oh, you want to do that? Yep, you do that. Yep. I was just that. I was so chilled and so laid back. And I just didn't really think I was that good of a songwriter until I started writing this album. And I didn't believe it until my label would hear something and be like, you wrote that. Or songwriters I'd be in the room with would be like, you're so good at songwriting. Like, why did you think you couldn't do this? And I'm like, well, because I've never done it before. Like, properly. I've contributed to songs in Little Mix camps and made it like a thing. Oh, what about this lyric? What about that vibe? But I didn't sit and pen a song start to finish. That was like intense to me. I'm like, how do you even do that? So luckily it ended up being really fun. And I think I was with the right people, surrounded by the right people to feel confident enough to do it.
Beautiful.
And take control. So
What'd your son teach you about yourself?
a lot. Probably like what we touched on earlier, that I'm capable of doing things that I didn't think I was. I'm more powerful than I thought, and I can be confident, and I don't have to be shy, and I don't have to keep telling myself I'm not very good at this and I'm not very good at that. It's good to try things. Even if I am shit at it, at least I've tried.
Fuck yeah.
But I wouldn't even want to try before. Whereas now I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not?
And Healthy Love taught you what about yourself?
Ooh, Healthy Love
A lot of
taught
learning,
me
eh?
so much. So much. It just makes me feel really, just really giddy and really happy and calm, cool, calm, collected, safe. All those things. All those things. Like when Alex is away, I barely sleep. And then when he's home, I'm like, honestly, it's wonderful. I don't know what it is about having like that person with you. It's just the best thing ever. And he's so supportive. Like not only is he like crafted from the gods and beautiful, he's so supportive of me. Like he loves seeing me in my element. And he was the one that built my studio in the house. Like that was his idea.
That's amazing.
He was like, I know you want to be a mom and I know you want to be around Axel and not miss too much. So why don't we build a studio in the house and then you can do both of what you love. So that in itself is like, what a guy. But yeah, he's just amazing. And he like came to the first fan event I did solo. He came to like the press night when I was playing all the songs for all the press and media people. And he was just there like buzzing. He knows the album inside out. I get sent a song to listen through from Depeche and Alex would be like, where's that drum beat gone? And why they changed the da-da-da? And I'm like, how do you know that? Like, that's how much he listens to things. And I had this is really cute. I have a link with my team that it's got like all the songs on and we listen to them and stuff. And you can see, so the Ali who's managing it, he can see where in the world it's getting listened to and who's listening to it.
Turkey.
And when he moved there, it was all Turkey, 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 Turkey. He was just had it on repeat in Turkey. How cute is that?
Hey,
That's love.
that is love.
That is love. Seeing someone and wanting to see them do really well is love.
That's a partner.
Yep.
You deserve that.
Oh, thank you.
You really do.
Thank you. I love love. I love it.
It's really special. It's weird. Like love is, I'm away from my boyfriend and it's weird. Like when you're away from them, you really cannot sleep the person you love.
Yeah.
It's
weird,
different.
isn't it? Do you think absence makes the heart grow fonder when you have time apart?
To be honest, I haven't had time apart from him in a while, and this is our first time being apart. So I don't know, maybe, but we're pretty in love, and I'm super happy when we're together. So what do you think? Does it?
I love it. I think so. I think when they're away from you and you really miss them, it's like, it just makes it exciting when you see them again.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's something to taking that person for granted, right? Like when you're always with someone, you find a flow and you're so
and then you're
deeply
just
in
like,
love and your lives have merged. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes like a routine then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas in my relationship, like we're together, we're apart, we're together, we're apart.
Yeah, so what's the flow on
It's
that?
kind
Like
of exciting though.
that's cool. Like is it like, is he gone for a couple weeks? Is he gone for a couple days and back? Like what?
Yeah,
how does
it's
it work?
quite a lot. Do you know what? We were only together for a year and he played for Arsenal. And then he moved to Liverpool to play for Liverpool. And that was only a year after being together. So he moved to Manchester and I was still in London having a career, obviously, with Little Mix. So I had to travel to Manchester and back every other week or every other 2 weeks when I had the time. And now, now he's in Turkey. It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
So I have to, obviously, he doesn't ever get any time off either. So I have to be the one to,
You go to Turkey?
yeah, I get the little man and we go to Turkey.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's not easy, but we make it work. I think you make it work for the ones you love. And also, we're just so used to it. We're used to having that back and forth relationship.
What do you want people to get to know about you from this album?
I would like people to get to know, on all different songs on the album, I'd like them to know more about my anxiety and be able to feel that for themselves and relate to that, about past relationships, about heartbreak, about healthy relationships, about empowering yourself. There's a song on there that is really self-empowering to yourself, and it just feels good. Like when you listen to it, you just feel good. I wrote a love song to myself.
Needed.
Yeah, which is really cute.
Where were you at when you wrote that?
I was in Weymouth. So I grew up in Weymouth for one part of my life. And my manager thought it would be a cool idea to do a writing camp there because that's where my mum lives.
Oh, that's cool.
So me and Axel went down, and Axel was at the beach every day with my mum, and they were on the fair like rides and things while we were in this big mansion writing songs with all my favourite writers and producers I took with me. And it was honestly epic. We had a chef. It was like good vibes. We wrote loads of songs. And we were sat writing it, and it was with Jinjin and Fia and Will Bloomfield. And they were like, yeah, like, love looks good on you, and your eyes are a deeper shade of blue. And I was like, wait. I was like, Alex's eyes are brown. And they're like, no, babe, your eyes are blue. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, it's about me. It's about a love song to myself. Oh, yeah, right, got it, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, like, when I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's like a really upbeat, feel good.
Do you fall in love with yourself?
It's really good.
Every time you listen a little bit more?
Yeah, I do. I'm like, yeah, love does look good on me. Like, it's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I went through a lot of emotions making this album, talking about everything and anything that I've kind of gone through. Past relationships, past friendships, like a friendship that I had that I no longer have anymore. Wrote a song about that. And that song, I can't even listen to it without crying.
I gotta
It's
say, like, friendships are some of the hardest relationships to lose.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because that is love. Like, you have so much love for that person. It could be a family member, a best friend, just anything. If you really, really love that person and then they're not in your life anymore, it's really difficult, I think.
Yeah. So you wrote this song to them or about the loss of that friend?
It is about them and how just no matter what, we just didn't see eye to eye. I saw red, you saw blue. I do this, you do that. Like, there was no communicating there. And it just, yeah. It's a really sad song, though, when I hear it. Because it's like, I hope one day, you know, we can connect again and it can be good. But right now, it's just not. It wasn't good.
Do you want that person to hear it?
Yeah, why not? Just you know, hear a few home truths about yourself, maybe. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help that person grow.
Are these things you were able to tell them without putting it in a song?
No, we don't talk anymore, so.
But you never told them even, like, you had, like, one last fight or whatever?
Nope. They just...
It just fizzled?
Poof, gone. Just like that.
Really? That's how I feel like a lot of my friendships go, too, right? Like, there's, like, something that happens, but there's not an actual blow-up.
Reason or a blow-up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just done. Like, it's time to end this.
Yeah, I think that friendship was definitely coming to a head anyway. But it's just, you know, it was a massive moment in my life and they were a big part of my life. So it's kind of sad how it all ended up. But yeah, I've honestly written about, hello, where are you going down there? Yeah, I've written about everything, pretty much.
But you still have the desire to one day connect with that friend and talk? Maybe, like,
I'm open to it. I am definitely open to it. I don't know if they would be after they hear the song, because I've just been very honest about the situation. So who knows?
Super healthy. Like, I'm in London, obviously, because that's where we're at. And one of my ex-friends happens to be here, and I didn't know, but because, you know, sometimes you see the things on the Instagram from other people, you
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, my nightmare is running into that person.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no, not one of them. Oh
Yes.
gosh.
Like to go from being someone's best friend to just poof, and then to having a fear of running into them,
Yeah, no, that sucks.
that's fucked.
That is the worst. You don't want to run into an ex. You don't want to run into an ex-friend. You don't want to run into an ex-colleague that you didn't like.
Yes.
Just don't want to run into them, do you?
No, and that's why we stay home.
Yeah, and that's why we don't leave the house.
Yes.
Other than today.
By the way, you can listen to all of Perrie's music. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. It's all there. Link below. QR code on the screen too. God, thanks for talking to me and hanging out today.
Thank you.
I'm like, you should be very proud of this album.
Thank you. I am very proud of it. Thank you. I
Real-
hope everyone enjoys it.
Really, really special. Listen to it. Album, the whole discography, by the way. Like, whatever, discography. There's one album out, but whatever's available on that album currently on Amazon Music. Because, like, this is coming out when? Do you have a date fully? You don't even have a name yet.
No, I don't have a name yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be around like October-ish. Potentially. If it was up to me, October.
If you had a perfect world where you made all those decisions,
Yeah.
got it.
It would be definitely this year. Absolutely.
All
End
right.
of the year.
Listen to Tears. Also, forget about us. Just follow Perrie's page so you can be notified. Alexa will tell you when the song hits.
Oh, yes.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for a lovely chat.
No, this was really special. Please come back every time you release music.
I will.
Yeah.
Please interview me every time I release music.
Whenever you want to talk,
That'd
I'm
be
always
lovely.
here.
You just have to fly out here.
I'm down. I'm cool with it. Was it getting rid of your last name? What is that really? That's a bigger meaning behind that, right?
Yeah. I just don't feel like I want to be an Edwards. I'd rather just be Perrie. Also, I'm getting married soon, so I'm going to be an Oxlade-Chamberlain.
What a name.
Perrie Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Imagine somebody saying that on the radio. Like
Yeah.
this new record from Perrie Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Crazy.
He
But
doesn't flow the
it
same.
doesn't, no, but I just don't like my name. I just don't think it's needed. I'd rather just be Perrie.
Perrie's a beautiful name.
Thank you. And it's quite unique. There's not that many Perries. So
I don't know another Perrie.
Yeah. I know another Perrie, but he's not as great as me.
Not
Other than Steve Perrie. Now, Steve Perrie,
different.
I would die for that man.
But that's a Steve Perrie. You're just a Perrie.
Yeah. And then there's Katy Perry. But again, I'm just Perrie.
Exactly. Listen to Perrie's music. It's all on Amazon Music. Link below, QR code on screen. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you.
Perrie, everybody.
Thanks. Woo!